Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks Podcast Toy Reviews, where we talk about all things cool and retro and unbox some toys that you may or may not be interested in. Hopefully you dig this one. And we've got G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Firefly today. Now, I like G.I. Joe a lot. I started collecting it in 1982, and so I have a special place in my heart for G.I. Joe. And they've done a really good job on most of these classified figures. And I've been really ready to bust this guy out and take a good look. Because Firefly was always a cool figure, I thought. So anyway, let's take a look. Alright, he comes with some cool artwork, some cool drawing. I love how they do the little, it's the figure, but, you know, they got some Rambo explosions going on in the background. Looks awesome. Firefly 84 with his night vision goggles. And a little close-up of his head, and his, you can see the zipper on the right of his BDU sleeve with the Cobra logo next to it. You can see all his gear that hopefully is in this box that they remembered to put in here. A lot of jibber jabber yada yada, and a little code you can scan with a Cobra symbol in the middle. I don't know, probably activates the mass device or something for all I know. Anyway, let's crack him open. He comes with the very cool little foot locker with the Cobra logo on it. Got him. And there's the man who looks very cool. Love it. Looks good. Paint already looks very, very good on this guy. It's not too dull. It's not too shiny. It's very sharp. I like it a lot. But before we pop it out of here, what we got here? Again, 84. Cobra! And what's he got? What you got, Firefly? Alright. A piece of paper. It says nothing. It says you've joined Cobra. Congratulations. Probably not. He comes with all his gizmos and gadgets, and a probably not waterproof little Cobra branded piece of toilet paper. Let's rip it out. What do we got here? What do we got? Right. And first he comes with his signature backpack. You know, I just noticed that it didn't say Saboteur. You know, maybe that's too much of a big boy word to use these days. But back in the day, he was the Cobra Saboteur. And of course, he has little bombs and grenades and all kinds of little gadgets and gizmos and good stuff in his backpack. And we'll put that on him in just a second. Alright, he comes with his little machine gun. Looks pretty cool. I would have liked it if it was like more of that green color that the original figure came with, but at least it's a pretty good representation. That's sculpted nicely. Not any paint on it or extra details, but it looks well enough for what it is. And he comes with a pistol, a knife, which is good to see, and looks like a magazine. And what else is this? Don't know. Maybe like something to control his little drone guy with. And that's probably a little bomb if I had to guess. Looks like something the Mandalorian would put on a TIE fighter. And come here. Got his night vision goggles, which I like the way they look. They look cool. Alright. And he comes with a little remote control car drone thingy. which I'm sure this plugs into something somehow and does some cool stuff, but I'm not really sure off the top of my head. But bear with me as we go through this. And now let's check out Firefly. There we go. I do like the art in these things that I just throw in the trash. I'll give them that credit. Alright, of course, the way I pulled him out of there all willy-nilly, I've got his shoestrings have come untied. Let me fix that. Or not. Maybe I can. Oh, I did a doozy on him. Well, he may just have to have some untied shoes today. In the back? God. Yeah, it was. Ha ha ha. Yeah, here's what not to do, folks. Don't open your figures like that. Alright. And as most other classified figures, he's a little wonky out of the box from being wrapped up for so long. But he looks good. He looks good. He doesn't feel as sturdy as you might imagine him to be. But he's not flimsy either. If you've held a classified figure and you've immediately tried to pose one out of the box, you know what I'm talking about. And again, the color is great on this guy. All the gray looks very realistic, very nice. All of his belts and boxes and gadgets and grenades all look very good. And of course, let me see if I can get a good view of his eyes there. I would say face sculpt, but the head is sculpted very nice. I like his little sweater underneath there. All of his gear looks like you could probably take it off if you really wanted to, but I do not. His uniform looks very good. It's like a very modern set of BDUs and or ECUs possibly. Got the Cobra logo on there, which I pointed out already, looks good. All those little pouches look good. And let's see. Nothing really. Oops, of course I gotta make him fall down. Nothing notable on his back, except maybe the little place where his backpack goes. And there we are. There's his backpack. There's his machine gun. And let's see, and put his, there we go. His pistol fits in there nice. And we'll put his goggles on, which he can see very well right now. Actually, he'd be blinded because it's kind of bright in this room. And they fit on his head really great, so that's cool. All right, I already had the first version of Firefly, but man, it didn't look good to me. It didn't look like Firefly. I mean, it looked like Firefly, but let's do a comparison real quick. And here he is. Here's the version 1 Firefly, which I wasn't too much of a fan of. I mean, he was okay, but I was literally on the brink of ripping all this extra vest and gear and goodies off of him because it made him so bulky. It didn't feel like Firefly. I'm sure he probably looks like that in a comic or something somewhere that I missed because it wasn't a Larry Hama comic. But you can see the differences, folks. This guy looks like he's, Cobra EOD or something. But not bad figure. But this one is definitely Firefly. This is the Firefly that I want on my classified shelf. You get what I'm saying? We tracking? All right. So that is him with the first classified Firefly. Here is him next to a bat. And again, these guys don't really stand up great. Bat's a little taller than him. But you know, if you're going to make a battle android trooper, why not make them big and menacing? Here's him next to his buddy Scrap Iron. And hopefully they make a Wild Weasel someday so I can put him next to his pal Wild Weasel. Let's see, here's him next to Indiana Jones. And let's see, here's him next to a Mandalorian. Here's him next to one of his cohorts, Buzzer. And let's see, who else do I got up here? Here's him next to Destro. And unfortunately, I do have the original Hasbro 3 3/4 scale Firefly, but I don't know where it is. A lot of my Cobra guys are indisposed somewhere. So there's a vintage 3 3/4 scale Snake Eyes. And let's see, who else do I have over here? Just for the heck of it, here's a 3 3/4 scale Star Wars Vintage Collection Biker Scout. So that's how he scales. That should give you a good idea. And I think he looks great. I'm very happy I picked this guy up. Still wish that Classified didn't go up like $5 or $6, but at least they're doing a better job with the quality, accuracy, putting in weapons, you know, giving you a little bit more quality. I'm still not on board or apologizing or whatever for this price increase because it's really irritating. But it is what it is, right? I don't control these things. I just waste my money buying plastic crack, as do most of you. Anywho, G.I. Joe Classified Firefly. And really glad I got this guy. He looks good. He feels good. He moves good. Painted beautifully. Great accessories. Highly recommend. And on that note, I want to end on a high note. I do think he's great. Excuse my going off on a tangent about prices as I do. But yeah, I recommend him. I would definitely pick this guy up if you're into Classified. And until next time, I hope you're throwing them back. Give us a like, a share, comment. What do you think? But until then, have a great day, and we'll see ya.